Hi, Jacob. Sophia Soto with the Nerds of Color. Huge pleasure to be speaking with both of you. Congrats on this film. Your roles and portrayals were just, you both did it beautifully. Thank you for speaking with me.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Of course. So, in this film, we obviously see the different stages of Priscilla's life throughout. And I'm curious for both of you, was there an age or just maybe a moment in that timeline that you felt was the most challenging, or maybe you learned the most from it when you were portraying them?
Well, I think showing the whole range of playing this character was so important in a genuine way, and I think I was really sort of it was quite the challenge of playing 14 and making sure it felt believable because it was such a important part of the storytelling.
Yeah, for me, I think the most interesting part was playing Elvis older, because I'm not that age myself, and we didn't have any of the kind of prosthetics or anything to kind of build out him at that age. So it was all internal, and it was just really enjoyable and tricky too to kind of dive into him as an older man and build him based off of what was happening in his life internally as opposed to external.
Yeah. And you both just work so well off of each other. I think you both just, your performances were incredible together. What was the most rewarding part of working with each other, whether it was something you learned or just the friendship you've built off set, anything like that?
I think you are always sort of crossing your fingers that you're going to get to sort of collaborate with someone who you trust and who is going to do their homework when you get there in the morning. So to be able to work with Jacob and this whole movie, I'm bouncing off of him. There's a lot of the times I'm not speaking a lot in scenes, and I'm just sort of reacting off of what he's doing, and he gave me so much to work with, and I always knew going into the workday that he would have done his homework and would have something to bring to the table in terms of the scenes, which was really, it was sink or swim shooting this in 30 days, and you had to have people along the way to lean on and trust. So I got very lucky.
Yeah, I think we just, it was apparent immediately that we spoke the same language. So the whole thing was just a treat.
The story is told so well. Is there something that maybe stood out to you guys about the script or how these, real people were being presented? And what do you think best way to tease it for audiences is?
I mean, as a Sofia Coppola fan, to have this story in her hands, I think is sort of all I would need to know to go see this movie. We've got such a sort of rich playground in terms of the era and the fashion and Graceland itself. But she also does it in a very nuanced, thoughtful way. Having a female tell this story, she took a lot of care, and I think telling Priscilla's side of the story is long overdue. So I think all of those things for me would get me to the theater.
I mean, it's a story that really nobody knows. It's in book form, but to see it visually is it's really exciting, and yeah, I think that's enough to get people to go see it. It's sort of an untold story.
Amazing work. Thank you both so much again for speaking with me. Congrats and have a great rest of your week.
You too.
You too.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Lectures, fanboys, professional artists, and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC. In full color, you see me. The Hard Knock